Check this out. I think it's a mushroom. All right, so what am I doing? I am hiking. Here's my current view. I've thought about camping off this road, but the washerboard is insane. And it's also got soft sand, so I'd be concerned about getting stuck out here. But it sure is beautiful. So, welcome to my deep rest. That's one thing that our culture and society does not respect. Deep rest in our culture is called laziness. I have worked my tail off. The last time, literally the last time I took deep rest and just literally laid around doing nothing but resting, reading, maybe doing the doom scroll, and walking every day, which, just basically doing self-care. It's a lot to take care of these bodies. If you haven't realized, getting proper rest, proper hydration, proper food. Hi, thank you for joining the live chat. I don't have my glasses on. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me live. I appreciate you. So, I just love this view. See the Eastern Sierra right there, straight ahead. Let's get a better zoom of that, actually. Isn't that glorious? Behold the Sierra. So yeah, I just completed a monumental thing in my K-12 education business. So as you may or may not know, for the last year I've been a docent at Salvation Mountain, working 4 days a week, part-time, 16 hours a week, which was a dream. I love working part-time. I love having a work-life balance, which is more sustainable than the American expectation of working 80 to 100 ridiculous hours a week. Like, you're considered a stalwart warrior if you work umpteen billion hours, a day, a week, a year. That's not enjoying life, friends. That is not enjoying life. So I know in Europe, which is a place I dream of migrating to, especially the way things are going in our dear American culture. I'm not going to get political during this stream, but in my opinion, things are getting kind of scary. So yeah, I think about migrating from time to time, but in the midst of the chaos, I am taking deep rest. Here, friends, here. Isn't that glorious? Right here at sunset. So what do I do during my deep rest? I kind of shared that earlier, but I'll go a little deeper into my deep rest. So basically, I allow myself to sleep when I want to sleep. I only do what I want to do when I want to do it. I'm not working right now. Well, that's not true. I just kicked out my children's Salvation Mountain kids activity book and educator's guide. So that's on my NatureGlow's eScience channel. If you want to look at that, if you have kids, and it's geared for families or teachers, educators with kids ages 8 and up. So yeah, I probably should mention that in a separate video on here too, since I know there are road schoolers that could appreciate that. Deep rest. So yes, I've been getting up when I want, sleeping. Like today I got up at 10 o'clock. So I basically have been reversing my schedule. I was getting up like 6 a.m. before I left Slab City, but now I've been getting up later and later and later, which seems to be my natural way of sleeping when I'm on the road. I don't like getting up super early in the morning when it's cold out. I like the sun to hit my van and warm it up before getting up. That's not new to me. I know other RVers, van lifers, and other vehicle dwellers do the same. You know, it just makes sense since most of us don't have central heating. We don't have central heating on the road. Some RVers have heaters, but my heater is my body and my sleeping bag. Oh, and my little stuffed animal, 𝐼𝐞𝐭 boys. He's the prototype of my now deceased dog, 𝐸𝐿 𝐸𝐿. And then today I'm actually fasting. I haven't fasted a full 24 hours in months and months, but fasting also allows the body to rest from digestion. Digesting food is a huge job for the body. It takes enormous energy. So there's a whole science behind fasting. So I've been liquid fasting today. So I drank a giant, 2-liter bottle of water, and I mixed in cinnamon, which helps lower cholesterol, lion's mane mushroom, which has great benefits, and triphala, which I take in capsule form, the gel capsules. Because when the last several weeks I was at Slab City, my digestive system just slowed down so much, and I wasn't getting the urge to go, number 2, not to be gross or anything. So I need a big clean out. So triphala is an Indian Ayurvedic herb, which means 3 fruits. And there's a saying in India, if you don't have a mother, if you have triphala, you have a mother. So triphala has been my mother, helping to clean out my digestive system and help restore healthy elimination. So that's part of deep rest, giving my digestive system time to heal, giving myself the best nutrients through the best foods that I can get. So every morning I thaw out frozen berries and greens, and I eat those raw. Next I'll have maybe some fried eggs or boiled eggs, maybe some egg salad. I've been eating 𝐸𝐴𝐞 bread, although I think I overdid it with the 𝐸𝐴𝐞 bread last night. So my body doesn't really like gluten, but 𝐸𝐴𝐞 bread is sprouted grains, including wheat. So I do okay if I don't overdo it. But I had 2 slices last night, and usually I only have 1, and I put a ton of earth balance on it. My body was like, no, too much, too many oils, too much. So I got nauseous for several hours, and what do I do to stave off nausea? Lemon juice. So that wasn't exactly deep rest to my body. So now that I have completed the Salvation Mountain Kids Activity Book and Educator's Guide, now I feel like I can finally just rest. So I'll kick out a post once a day, just like a shorts clip. I might do an email to my audience, and then that's it. The rest of the day I just relax, read, watch a movie, go for a walk, cook food, take a nap, read again. So just basically giving the body and the mind complete rest, not having any obligations. I'm not meeting up with people, so I don't have to be anywhere at a specific time. It's just me, the van, and the forest. And oh boy, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. No loneliness going on here. No, I am savoring. So basically I have 3 months before I am committed to go back to Salvation Mountain for my docent position. And I will resume duties there as a seasonal worker. And keep growing my online business with the hopes that one day it will support me full time. So that's where I'm going in life. How are you good folks? Share in the comments. And look at these beautiful views. 𝐵𝐸 National Forest at sunset. I have a friend that wants to camp out here. But look at these huge washerboardy bumps. That would be too much for my van, and I need front end, I need suspension work done, so this would not be good for my suspension to come out here. Oh, thank you. My diet's inspiring to you. Michael, I think I just read. Well, thank you. Basically, I try to do what a friend of mine taught me back in my late 20s, Don Tolman, eat from nature's table, which, just like it sounds, just eating raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds in their most holistic form without added anything, preservatives. I'm not perfect. I just do the best I can, and I feel better for it too. Like tonight I have a reasonable amount of energy, which I'm a seasoned faster. I started fasting in my, like I said, late 20s, early 30s. I used to do seasonal fasting. I should resume that. I say that, but anyway, it's hard. Like, so every season, at the change of the season, like I used to do 5 days in a row of a fast. And then fast once a week. That way the body gets a chance to clean itself out from, you know, the pollutants in the air and, pesticides that inevitably end up in our food, no matter how hard I try to eat, a clean diet. So, and then fresh, clean water. Super important to drink clean water. I noticed that so many people are addicted to sodas and juices, and a friend of mine said they used to drink soda every single day, and then they got these giant gallstones from it. They had to go to surgery twice. It's not worth it, but it's such an addiction. It's a sugar addiction. I get it. I've been addicted to sugar. Oh, and I remove sugar from my diet for the most part. Occasionally I'll splurge, especially when I get my money at the beginning of the month. I like to go out for some ice cream. Check this out. Here's a road. Now in the spring, my favorite wildflower, it's a low-growing wildflower called pink pussy paws. I don't know, I might find some out here. But this is super cool. This would be a great camp. Nice and flat and hard. A nice hard surface. Oh, that's concrete. I think that's as far as I'm gonna walk. I have actually walked all the way down to that road, and then basically it curves up towards Highway 395 and goes into the forest. So I actually stopped before when it curved and went south. So thank you for joining me on this hike. So this is part of my deep rest protocol. Hiking, I suppose, going live. This is so easy for me though. I'm just sharing my journey with you. And going live, it's so easy for the production value. I don't have to edit anything. I can just let the video be where it is. So I consider going live part of my deep rest regimen. So how long am I going to do deep rest until I'm ready to come out of it? I've got 3 months. Oh, cool. You're going to try fasting? Yeah, so who I follow is Dr. Bragg. There's a book out about it, The Art of Fasting, I think it's called. But Dr. Bragg and Fasting is a good book. And there's other sources too. I would just start real slow and gentle if you're not used to fasting. Maybe start with intermittent fasting, like start with skipping a meal. And maybe then just have one meal at the end of the day and just kind of gradually ease into it to not, because what can happen depending on your health is when you fast, you can go through these really kind of woozy feeling, like just weak because your body's pulling toxins out. And if you have to work or have responsibilities, it can take a lot out of you. So on fasting days, I suggest being able to take it easy and rest and not have obligations, because otherwise it can be pretty taxing when you're not feeling great. So like today when I fasted, I just did the liquid, lots of liquid in the morning, took a long nap, I think I took a 2-hour nap. I'm gonna try hard not to break the fast when I get home. It can be tempting. But I want to break the fast tomorrow morning with leafy greens and the thawed berries. So it's good when breaking a fast, only break it with like a salad and some berries. Just really gentle on the digestive system, not with bread or sugary anything, because that could cause a crash, like a sugar crash, blood sugar crash. Yeah. Deep rest. That's what we all need. We all need to be able to give ourselves personal time to just rest. So, and I know that our culture is built on constant and continual productivity, and our lives, our personhood is identified with how busy we are and what we've accomplished. But really, at the end of this life, none of it really matters. No, that's not true. We all want to leave a mark in this world. It seems to be a drive. But it's important to give these bodies deep rest, to not have any obligations, have seasons where we just relax, not have to go to work. But it can be really hard to do that when you're working 5 days a week, 8-hour days, and only have 2 days off on the weekends. I remember that. It's rough. That's why I was really grateful that I was a teacher, because we would get 3 months off for vacation. So I got used to that. After 14 years of teaching in the classroom and then online teaching for myself for another 12 years, I was so used to being able to take time off, you know, do that deep rest thing that I'm talking about. So I'm back to that. Now I'm a seasonal worker. So during my 5 months off, I can enjoy deep rest. Well, thank you so much for joining me live. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this hike solo. I appreciate your time. Go ahead and hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the next video.